So feels called to be something more now that you've heard that? If you didn't when you walked in with that song, you would. And it's called, What Are We Being Called to Be? Now, before I get into the talk itself, we do have some callings. We have a few called to be openings that this community is ready to step into. One of them happens to be in hospitality. We have a great hospitality leader. Would you stand, Shar, so we can give you some love? And we have a hospitality team. Would you all stand? Those that have been helping clean up. Come on, Adele. Anybody, come on. You stand up, get recognized. So what we have a need for is that Shar is here, what time every Sunday? 9:15. She gets here at 9:15 to set up the table and get the coffee going and get things ready to go. And she's here religiously every Sunday morning at 9:15. We have a team, and you all help out with the cleaning up. I would love to see some people talk to Shar after the service and say, I would be happy to come in at 9:15, maybe once a month, on the first Sunday of the month, second Sunday of the month. Take a Sunday and say, I'm there. And I know that James is always there. However, it needs to be so that Shar has an understanding that if she comes in later or takes the day off, she can do that. So that's one opening. Another one is we have in our production booth, Janine, who does the slides and creates those all the time. We're going to have a change up, and at some point, Brendan is going to start making the slides for our K-PASA and setting that up. We need somebody who's going to be up there. So if you would, and we've got a few people that are trained, Christine being one of them, I know, and Sandy had some time up there, Kathy, but we would she's going to go out for, what is it, a knee or knee replacement in January. So we're going to want to have somebody who is up there. So if you are interested in learning more about how to hit the buttons and just be ready to hit the buttons for that, talk to Janine. We also are going to have an opening beginning in January for the tech team. And this is going to be paid positions, by the way, in the production booth, because we know that it's so important. So if you want to have some opportunity to learn some of the things up in the production booth, like the sound and the computer and the video, whatever, Zooming and all that, see Brendan, because it's not hard. It's just being willing to step in and do it once a month. So it's broken up. It doesn't have to be every single Sunday. Okay, that's enough of that piece. So just letting you know that there are some positions that are being called to be. I'm going to need to drink today. I'm just thirsty today. It's very dry. I don't know if you're all feeling that, but I got to drink some more. Yeah. Won't tell you what's in there. Okay, so we're all called to be. The question is, we're all called to be on an individual basis. But my question to you is, what are we being called to be as a community? We are a community of love in action. And I know all of us have this desire in our crazy, very divisive, now more and more violent world, right? I mean, what is it ours to do? What is ours to be? How can we be even more than what we're being? Which is we're praying a lot, we're meditating, we're coming together in a safe space to love on each other, right? But is there something greater that is we're being called to be as Unity Santa Fe? And I believe that it is time that we're being called to be even something more. So what are we as Unity Santa Fe being called to be? Now, we could spend some time thinking about it, brainstorming about what we could be even more of, and that would be fine. But my question is there another way, a bigger way, a deeper way for us to discover really what we're being called to be by the infinite spirit that is breathing us? What if our God self is ready to let us know what it is that we are being called to be? There is a process, and it is called visioning. And through visioning, we catch Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe. Let me say that again. We catch Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe. That's a different way to look at ourselves. It's Spirit as Unity Santa Fe. Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, who started the Agape Church through the visioning process, started and grew a church to 4,000 people in 10 years. Now, I don't know that we're going to grow like that, but every process that they did, every group that met, they did a visioning process, which brought a greater expression of the divine in. Because again, we can go from our limited minds, because we do have limited minds. I have one, but what is a bigger vision? And what might that look like? So Michael Beckwith, he actually says that with the deep meditation and affirmative prayer, combined in an attitude of receptivity and surrender, the result is a high state of consciousness in which we become instruments of God. Instruments of God. I like that idea. Then Dr. Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of Science of Mind, says, as we bring ourselves to a greater vision, we induce a greater concept and thereby demonstrate more in our experience. See, we have to raise the consciousness, see something, feel something even greater than what our limited minds can bring. So the whole idea is to go through this visioning process. Now, how many of you have ever used visualization in your prayer practice? We know what visualization is. It's when you have something that you want, and then you start to visualize what it would look like, what it would feel like. And in that process of thinking about seeing yourself walking on the Hawaiian beach with your love, or, whatever it is, going to Bali, or just anything that you desire to have. Vision boards often have that tendency to look at a vision board or have a vision in your mind. I see myself doing this, and then bringing the feeling into it. That's the whole concept of visualization, and we've all practiced it. Visioning, on the other hand, is different. It's about lining our consciousness with our divine purpose, which is to love and express greater life. We then open ourselves to catch a sense of the expression that wants to occur through us. See, Spirit has something for us, but we're so busy in our heads. I am busy in my head, and I can't catch that vision. So we're going to be doing a visioning process today. I love this line. Visioning lets the presence of Spirit use us, which is what all the great mystics have done. It's the difference between saying, there's a power in the universe and I can use it, to saying, there's a power that can use me. Okay? I'm going to say this again, because in religious science, this is their saying. There's a power in the universe that, for good, that I can use. However, there's a power that can use me. There's a power that can use you. And that's what we're here about, the greater yet to be. So Spirit can use me and can use you to be what it came here to be. But I got to get out of my mind. I have to get out of this, because this is what we operate, this rational mind, and we're always trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. We're not doing that today. We're shutting off our brain. Yay. What it would be like if you started each morning saying, Use me for greater God today, O God self or great spirit. Use me for greater good today. What if that was the way you started your day? What would that look like? This is something for you to try. Try this. Use me, O great spirit, for greater good today. And then let go and let God. There's so much more that we can be and do, but I have to get out of the way. I know I'm definitely in the way, but it's called get out of the way. So spirit is ever seeking, as I've said before, a freer, fuller, more expanded expression of itself as you. It's seeking to have a greater expression of itself as you and as me. So the visioning process we're going to get started in. Does everybody have a white card, an index card? Anybody not have an index card? And they're going to bring it to you. Also in the cyber sanctuary, you're included, so please get a piece of paper so that you can do this process as well. I want to involve everybody. So as you're getting your cards and your pens ready, I'll be explaining how the process works. But first, I'm going to let you know that there are only divine ideas in the universe. By the way, did you know that? There's only divine ideas in the universe. And all we have to do is be receptive. This is a receptive. What I believe about visualization is more of a projecting. And we're going to go into receptivity, where I'm just here to receive. I'm here to receive, not going to visualize what the church looks like, what the community looks like. I'm going to observe what comes into my consciousness. And as we align ourselves with these divine observations and ideas, basically, we're going to become all that we came here to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a centering, and you're going to get to play a lot of background for us during the meditation and visioning process. We're going to get centered. Then I'm going to be asking questions. I have 8 questions that you'll be asked. Now, you're not to think of an answer, okay? What I'm going to invite you to do is to put, when I say question 1, you just write down the number 1, and then I'll say what the question is, and sit with it. Sit with your eyes closed. It might be an image, it might be a picture, it might be a color, it might be a word. It might be nothing. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment, by the way. If you see something that doesn't make any sense, that's good, because God is going beyond our senses, our rational senses. I'll give you an example. At Huntington Beach Church, the first time I did a visioning process, we were searching for our right and perfect building. So we were looking for our right and perfect, what is Spirit's vision of itself as our perfect home building. I had an image of a woman's breast. Now, I thought, that's not appropriate. Okay? But I wrote it down. I just wrote it down because that whatever comes into my consciousness, I'm going to write down. What that represented, though, was nurturing, that it was a nurturing space. So no judgment. This is an observation. What you observe coming up into your head, you write down. Then you close your eyes and you just sit with the question. And if something else comes into your mind, you write that down under the question 1. And I'm going to have 8 of these questions, and there'll be time. And you can and if nothing comes, that's okay too. It's not meant to. So this is the plan. This is what we're doing. It can be a picture, a word, a phrase. And no matter what shows up in your mind, whatever shows up in your mind when I ask the question, write it down. Don't think about it. Just write it down. Got it? So we're not going to be thinking, turning it off, and just, oh, Isn't that interesting? A picture of a bird is flying, or my grocery list and what I have to buy later today. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The matter is that you're receptive and you're willing to write down what comes in. Got it? Good. All righty. So let's begin. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Take a breath in and let it go. And imagine that you're breathing in unconditional love. Pure love is breathing you. Imagine that this room and the air is just a blanket of unconditional love and support. That Spirit has been waiting for this moment. The divine is ready to share its vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe, knowing that we are receptive, we are open, we are willing to receive, feeling that love, that support. We just relax. We relax and we open and we trust and we let go. Simply open. And so the first question, what's Spirit's highest vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe? What's Spirit's highest vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe? If something comes, write it down. If not, just close your eyes. What's Spirit's highest vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe? Number 2 is part of 1, so number 2, what does it look like? What does Unity Santa Fe look like as Great Spirit? What does Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe look like? Question 3, what does Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe, what does it feel like? What is Spirit's vision of Unity Santa Fe? What does it feel like? Question number 4. What must I become in order for this vision to manifest? What must I become in order for this vision to be? What must I be? What must I become? I must be, I must become. What must I, question 5, what must I release for this vision to be manifest? What must I release for Spirit's vision to be manifest? I must release. Question number 6. What must I embrace for Spirit's vision to be manifest? What must I embrace and receive? I must embrace. Question 7. What must I do for this vision to be manifest? What must I do, or what actions must I take now? And question number 8, final question. What else do I need to know? What else do I need to know for this vision to manifest? What else do I need to know for Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe to come to be? Now we move into gratitude. We're so happy and we're so grateful for this opportunity to catch and to become Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe. We're so happy and grateful for this opportunity to catch and become Spirit's vision of itself as Unity Santa Fe. And so it is. Now you may put your name on the card or you may not. We'll be collecting these cards. I will be looking at them and seeing what it is, what themes are coming out, and I will be sharing that in a future talk, what the theme is that I see that is coming through you about Unity Santa Fe's expression of itself. So you can put your name on it or not. You can put it in a basket that I'll have out in the foyer. If you're online, you can mail it in to Unity with my name on it, or if you take a picture of it or want to type it out and send it to RevLiz at Unity Santa Fe, you may do that as well. Now, I want you to all know that the vision is already accomplished in the mind of Spirit. It's already complete, so we don't have to pray for anything to happen. What we have to do is just be willing to receive what you've just done. It's never, God, I want this. It's always, what do I have to become to live this vision, to manifest it, and to reveal it? The visioning process is actually a process of transformation of a group or an individual. And we develop a deeper trust in Spirit, knowing that we are the vision, and we don't have to know how to make it happen. We just catch it and then let it be, because Spirit is active right here, right now, bringing something forth that none of us have any idea of what it is. And that is probably the coolest thing ever, because we don't have to know. We got out of the way. Visioning is always about self-transformation. It's about transforming ourselves into a greater expression of Spirit, of what it came here to be as you and as me. And as we come together as a greater expression individually and collectively, we're going to be able to do amazing things, things that we wouldn't even dream of. But because your willingness today, know that we're going to be doing some amazing things, and we don't even have to know what that is. And so it is.